Hi everyone, it's David from Automotive Press. Guess what? I have two very similar TNGA F platform body on frame SUVs, which are 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser, that's the one I own, and 2024 Lexus GX 550. They're both very similar in the sense that their platforms are the same, the chassis are the same, engineering and also many of the body mechanicals are the same, but there are some major differences, as you probably already know because this one has 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 engine, not hybrid. This one is 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with a hybrid, and those are some of the main differences. However, also this one is only built in Tahara factory in Japan, which is one of the best factories in the world. The Tahara factory is a place I've been to a couple of times, as you guys probably know. And this one, which is a Land Cruiser, is actually built in two different factories. One is Tahara factory, same place as the GX, and they're built on the same line. But also some of the Land Cruisers are built in Hino plant, which is owned by Toyota. It's a subsidiary of Toyota, basically the truck division, and they have a plant called the Hamura plant where the Land Cruisers are built. Apparently, there's more capacity at the Hamura plant, so many of the Land Cruisers we are getting in North America are coming off the Hamura plant, but some people do get the Land Cruisers built from the Tahara factories. So it's interesting, but also it's hard to predict exactly which Land Cruiser you might end up with. So I thought this would be a really ideal time to compare the exterior quality of the Tahara built Lexus GX against the Hamura built Land Cruiser. Both of them built to the similar spec, although usually Lexus has a tighter tolerances and also tighter standard in general. So let's see if we can actually tell the difference, at least in terms of exterior quality. Let's go. Welcome back. So what I'm going to do is to compare the quality of the Tahara built Lexus GX versus Hamura built Land Cruiser and see if we can tell the difference between the two, keeping in mind that one is a Lexus, one is a Toyota. So there are differences in terms of quality standards as well. So we have to take that into account. But anyhow, it will be kind of fun and interesting to do the comparison. Keep in mind that design is a little bit different. So for example, in this Lexus GX, if you notice, the hood will go over, whereas on the Land Cruiser, we have a more of a traditional hood in the front fender. So I can measure the gap here, but hard to measure the gap here because this one kind of goes over. Regardless, we're gonna make the attempt, and I've done it a little bit earlier. I'm not gonna show everything I did on the film here, but I did measure both sides on both vehicles. But let me just show you what I can for now. So here the gap is just 3 millimeter here. Again, a little bit hard to measure because the lip actually goes over. And then right on the corner here, even less, 2.8 millimeters. On the GX 550 side, coming over to the Land Cruiser side, on the same side as the GX, it's actually quite good as well. It's 3 millimeter, and over here, 2.9 millimeters. So far as front fender to the hood is concerned, the quality is about the same, at least in terms of the panel alignment and panel gap. Let's come back here, measure the doors, and go back to the Land Cruiser side. So here's a little bit wider at 3.1 millimeter, and over here exactly the same at 3.1. And finally, between the back door and rear fender, 3.2 millimeter. That's on the Lexus GX. It's the same on the other side. I did measure earlier. It's within 0.1 millimeter of each other. And if we come back to the Land Cruiser here, the gap here is 3.2 millimeter, and over here is 3.1 millimeter. And over here, 3.5 millimeters, 3.6 millimeters. So a little bit wider here at the rear, between the rear fender and the rear door, but otherwise gaps are pretty similar. Let's come back to the rear here, and this time I'll measure the Land Cruiser first. Between the rear tailgate and the rear fender or rear quarter panel, this is really wide at 5.5 millimeters on that side. Just to show you, it's 5.4 millimeters, so it's really wide. Now this might be by design, but I will say that despite the difference in design, the Lexus is quite a bit narrower at 4.9 millimeter, and oh wow, actually 5.5 millimeters. So I would say it's a toss-up. It's more or less the same, and usually by design, the rear tailgate areas are wider by gap, so that is not a surprising thing. Now, what about just in general, the panel alignments? If I look like this, on the Lexus side, we have a perfect alignment of the edges and the crease. The fuel cap is recessed perfectly. I don't see any kind of body, metal structure issues at all. Everything looks all lined up on both sides for the GX. And then on the Land Cruiser side, let's take a look. Again, I'll take a look from the back. So this is also really tight. Everything looks fantastic. Maybe between the rear door and the rear quarter panel, a little bit off, like very tiny amount, almost negligible, but looks perfect here and looks perfect here, and alignment is good. So even though this is built at a Hino plant and that's built in the Lexus plant at Tahara, there's minimal differences. I would say just a tiny bit better on the Lexus side than the Land Cruiser side. But there are some other differences. For example, if I come back to the Land Cruiser, and this may not be due to a manufacturer's fault, but in my Toyota Land Cruiser here, which is hard to see from the actual phone camera here, there are a number of dings here that looks like almost like a door dings. There are about 7 or 8 of them all along here, which was discovered by my detailer right after we picked up the car. But I'm suspecting that this is not a manufacturer's defect because it looks very strange. It's not uniform, it's kind of random, and again, it looks like a door ding. I suspect that because these racks are actually installed at the port in Vancouver, not installed by the manufacturer in Japan. I'm thinking that when they took the old one out and put this new one in, that they might have damaged it because they were leaning something against the roof here. It's something I have to go and figure out and find out from a dealer and from Toyota what caused it. It could also be from transportation, but I doubt it's a manufacturing defect because there is none on the other side. And so I'm hoping that they can get that sorted out. It's not going to be easy to fix that, and I don't want to get that repainted, so they'll have to use some kind of a dent removal tool to fix it, and we'll have to wait and see. But on the Lexus side, if you look here, perfect. It's not a single ding or wave or anything on both sides. So clearly that was probably a manufacturer's defect on the Land Cruiser side. And in terms of paint, it's a bit hard to compare because there are two different paint. This one is Incognito color from Lexus. This is the Trail Dust color from Toyota, new color for 2024. There's lots of clear coat on the paint. On the Land Cruiser, it's a really good quality paint, lots of gloss. I think it's about the same as Lexus Incognito paint. Also really good clear coat. Typically the paint is a little bit thicker on the Lexus, so we'll double check that right now. But otherwise, pretty similar. They both have a fair amount of orange peel, which is often the case with Toyota product or Japanese product in general. But it looks excellent. Oh, one thing I forgot to point out to you at the back though is that the stamping is a little bit off. It's again hard to tell from the camera, but right about here, there's one here and one here. There's a little bit of a kind of wavy thing going on. It's not a dent, just a slight, kind of pinch point of the two. Looks like that's where the machine was holding the panel, and maybe there's a little bit of a kind of distortion in paint. But I see none of that on the Lexus side, even though they probably use a similar equipment to hold these panels in place. So if I have to maybe rank these quality, I would say A+ on the Lexus GX 550, and maybe A or A- on the Land Cruiser, depending on whether we discover that the dent on the other side is due to manufacturer's quality issue or due to a transportation or due to a port installed process problems. So if it's not a manufacturer's problem, then I can't fault Toyota for it. But still, I'm not happy to have received a brand new Land Cruiser with those dings on the other side. But again, I'll give you an update on that later on. So those are exterior quality. Let's do a quick paint check in terms of thickness, and then we can then finally determine what are the differences between these two in terms of exterior quality. Okay, the final check I'm going to do is to check the thickness of the paint on the GX versus Land Cruiser. This is the total amount of paint that's applied on top of the sheet metal, so that includes the undercoating, the layers of paint, and clear coat altogether. Obviously, thicker the better, but thicker doesn't mean better paint quality, just that there's better protection over long term if there's more paint on the sheet metal. So let's check the Lexus GX first. I'm going to check the one in the center of the hood first. 112 microns. These are measured in microns. You want the thickness to be between 100 and 150 microns, and usually Lexus around this amount, 112, 111 the hood. Let me check the side panel and I'll go back to Land Cruiser. 119, and door 129, so a little bit thicker here, and one more on the door, 124. So kind of 110 to 120 range on the GX. Let's now check the Hamura belt Toyota Land Cruiser paint. More or less the same location. I'm going to zero the actual gauge. 144, which is actually thicker than the GX, and I'll explain to you why that's the case. 132 microns. It's a little bit uneven, but a bit thicker than GX. 131, also thicker than the GX. 135, so pretty consistent on the side panel. One more check here. 136, so more or less 130, 140 in the center. So it's about 10 to 20 microns thicker than the GX, which seems really odd. Why would the Lexus GX have a slightly thinner paint than the Land Cruiser, even though the differences are very minor? Well, the reason why is Tahara plant is the mature, efficient, optimized factory where Lexuses are built, best quality in the world, but they also have gotten to the point where they can figure out the way to optimize the paint thickness so that you get great paint, but not put too much paint on to save cost and time. So the engineers have figured out that 110 to 120 microns is the optimal thickness, and they can do that consistently. Whereas in Hamura plant, where the FJ Cruisers used to be built, it's much more hand-built. It's not as automated, it's not as efficient and optimized as the Tahara plant. So they probably couldn't get the paint thickness to come down lower. Maybe the target is 120 microns like the Lexus, but they probably couldn't do it because they don't have as much experience, and they don't have as many of the Takumi specialists who's got 30, 40 years experience as they do in Tahara. So I think the paint thickness is just a reflection of the fact that they don't know yet how to thin out the paint to match the thickness of something that's built in Tahara. But it also means that we're just lucky that if you happen to get Hamura belt, Hino belt, Toyota Land Cruiser, you actually end up with a thicker paint, at least according to these two samples, than the Lexus GX. And like I always say, the thicker the paint, the better, just because it's more durable over time. When the stone hits the hood or something falls onto it, you have a better chance of surviving, and you have a better chance of fixing it without getting into the undercoatings. So I think this is the one surprising difference between these two, is that the Land Cruiser seems to have a thicker paint than the Incognito paint in the Lexus GX. It's also possible that because this is a brand new paint for the trail dust, maybe they haven't quite figured out all the optimization yet, and that's why the paint is just a little bit naturally thicker. So far as exterior is concerned, the quality is pretty similar, a little bit better on the GX than the Land Cruiser overall, but not as much difference as I thought. And of course, the jury is still out on what's happening with my little dings and dents on the roof. That's something I'll have to figure out a little bit later on. So I hope you enjoy my videos comparing the quality of the exterior for these two models. I will do one for interior as well later on, and obviously I'll be doing a full comparison of the GX versus Land Cruiser as well. So keep an eye on that. Until next video, I'm signing off for now. Thank you so much.